hello. It's another time. I'm trying to make a video for Stupid Made Easy. This time it's gonna be Protea. She was released a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more, and it's a pretty cool Warframe. Maybe not the best for Stupid, and you probably gonna suffer a couple of deaths from time to time, but she's a very strong Warframe, and you can do Stupid with her too. Her Q potential is pretty awesome because of her 2 blaze artilleries you can cast. I should say 2 turrets, otherwise you can cast a couple of them, depending on, I guess, your stats. And this is the build I'm using, like a general build. There is one with roar, but I haven't used that one in ages. I don't know why I had it. But in Stupid specifically, you have to rely on this one a lot, and your shoots with your first. As for the build, I kind of actually tinkered a lot, and it's, I guess, one of those rare cases I've even put an Exodus slot, but you probably can go without this one. I haven't it because of like the slight extra range. And it's a little bit all over the place, as you can see. Rank 8 prime continuity, you can usually use the rigor if you don't have the prime one. Fleeting expertise at 4. I think it's important to have like a good efficiency, because those things they're kind of spammy ability, so even at 25 you kind of like dry out your energy pool really fast. Overextend is something I actually put for the today. I had Augur Reach, but something I learned recently, that if you have like a mod that gives you overshoots when you cast your abilities, and that's what the Augur mods do, you lose on some invulnerability with your shield satellites. So I was like, let's make it similar, basically built with Augur Reach but with overextend, so I had to offset a little bit of strength with Intensify at rank 3. I know it looks weird, but trust me, it's a very sweet general build that works pretty much everywhere. And she's still my favorite Warframe, for example, to play in open worlds. Flow at rank 8, because, as I often mention, don't max out your rank 10 mods at least. You're gonna cut out so many options in other builds and other Warframes. You don't need rank 10 mods at all. Natural Torrent for the improved cast speed, which is probably something you can go without, but it really helps out to rank up a couple of turrets very fast, and to cast your shields and grenades faster. It's not sub, obviously, it's a good mod to have. Narrow-minded for duration, that's probably something I kind of tinkered a lot in the past to figure out like the decent amount of duration I need to have with her. I'm not sure I need that much, but maybe it's kind of debatable. But I've set upon it, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And what else? Stretch, because a lot of those corrupted mods unfortunately have negatives which you have to offset, like fleeting expertise, minus duration, narrow-minded, minus range, and yeah, it can be kind of overall. Otherwise, Arcane Energize, always try to have one, and Aegis for the shields recharge. It helps out. I think it saves lives. I think it, for a Warframe that actually depends on the shoots, it can also be helpful sometimes. It's probably one of the few arcanes that can give you some extra life, I guess you can say that, like an extra couple of hits if it happens. As for Protea itself, I think she have probably one of the coolest kits and probably one of the, as I mentioned, often very rare all around. All abilities are very good, like not many Warframes have this kind of kits, and I think I went over them. This one have actually two mods. As I mentioned, one is the shoots that give you overshoots, the other is sort of like AoE, spinning, a little bit of CC. The effect, I think it's also helpful. But it's literally like your main like damage dealer, actually the main like star in your kit. And it actually I've done a test run, and they actually like over time even kill some acolytes. It takes a little bit of time, but it can kill acolyte. I've killed acolyte just with abilities with Protea. Dispenser is very popular one, you might have heard that one. It gives you like ammunition, health, energy most of all, and it's very like universally good. Or something that wasn't very obvious for me when I was new to the game. I was like, such a boring ability. But unfortunately Warframe, like energy economy, even like sometimes ammunitions and not health, it doesn't matter that much. Like very important, yeah, very good ability. And this one is the main surviving power on Steelpath, because I think in other missions you can just not cast it that often. It's one of the like coolest looking abilities, maybe not the most obvious what they do. When the ability like finishes, it's supposed to be like exploding, like killing enemies, but it's not like very visually telling. That's not very expressive, I guess, with the visuals what it does. But it's very cool. You're pretty much like you can cast all your abilities while it's active, and that's almost for free, because when you return, you're basically returning to the point when you casted this, the moment you started casting this ability. Obviously you lose a little bit on energy when you cast this, and it counts for the losses, but yeah, you can basically go almost constantly like returning back to your position, recasting it, and keep going, spamming turrets, grenades, and you like all of that like gonna keep you alive. If you get hit and you lose like shoot, it's a fatal hit, the ability ends and returns you to your original location, so that's when you're most vulnerable. And is there something else I can go over? Maybe the pacify, something that I forgot she had. On every fourth cast you get 100 ability strength, so if you like cast grenade, temporal, dispensary, then blaze, it's gonna be doing 100 extra power strength, like on damage on the turrets. That counts for each of those abilities, and then their respective like strength numbers that are affected by strength. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think you can use whatever weapon you like. As I mentioned, she's one of those Warframes which can kill stuff with just abilities. And yeah, I've put the Grand Prix because, I don't know, at the time I thought it was looking cool. And I'm not using it on Steelpath especially, maybe in some rare cases, but she's not a Warframe that likes to be melee. I'll probably suffer some death, so it's always helpful to have something to spread out multiple status effect with the alternative fire, nuclear as well, I guess, if you have issues killing stuff. But as I mentioned, if you start getting in trouble with her, you probably need some extra layer of survivability, which in this case might be rolling guard as always. I know it's kind of redundant, but it's important to have those couple of seconds to get some energy or something like that, because this is when Protea is probably like the weakest, when she doesn't have energy. And also I'm using Xenoric because of that, I guess. Otherwise, the new flare seems to be, I think, Farazin. Let me check out with this protective dash. And I should probably spend some time to rank that school at some point. But this seems to be like the new, very popular school, and specifically the protective dash. I think at max it gives you like 5 seconds of invulnerability after you like use like a dash with your operator, which is probably one of the longest invulnerabilities you have in the game. I don't think there is. I'm surprised that I learned about it just now. As for example, let's go on. I was testing on a survival infestation, but it wasn't that much stuff. Well, not counting the many bugs that the game made me replay the mission, because Warframe is buggy as hell, as you probably know if you play the game. So I'm gonna go on the one that's the tougher one, and if I fail, so be it. It won't be the most representative video, but I'm a little bit ballsy, so well, so be it if they slay me. Suddenly the stupid made easy video. It's not gonna be very like a good title. Stupid made hard. But yeah, the enemies that shoot from afar is gonna be issues, so I'll probably try to be more mobile and have shields and be careful, just be careful in general. But usually you start with casting your dispensary, your turret, casting your first with the shields, so you can overshoot. I'm getting right now, waiting for some energy to have for the upcoming fight. Come on, energize. Gimme. I'm getting very low amount of. Now that's a chunk. Let's see. And then when the mission starts, you probably would need some decent spot as well on survival, but you always start out with your fourth active, like this. You cast some of those grenades so they can CC enemies, they help out. Usually you can spread them out. And I think they got me. Oh, I almost. But yeah, now I returned from the original position and I can continue to recast my stuff safely, for the most part. But as you can see, for now I'm getting a little bit of hit, so it's also not a bad idea to throw some of those shields on the ground beforehand, just to have them like help you with survivability longer. Now I'm a little bit ballsy and I think that was a fatal hit, the second one. The first time just break out my, let me cast my third. The first one I think just broke out my shields, and then I was ready to die basically on the second hit, which happened. That's why it's always nice to have some of those shields active on the floor. This time I think nothing got me. Actually this time around I'm kind of lucky with the spawns. Because they, I guess, cannot quite shoot me from... Oop, never mind, take it back. Shoots. My turret is out, so let's cast it again. Let me cast some of those shots closer to me, but yeah, this seems to be the sweet spot for... I'm usually surrounded by a lot of enemies, which is not something that happens in this case for some reason. Let me get some of those. Oh, actually I don't have my... Ooh, this is something. My fort wasn't active, or maybe it was cancelled and I almost screwed up. Let me cast some grenades just in case. But usually enemies, as you know, in Warframe spawn from all different directions, but I guess this time I'm too close to the... I'm almost out of energy. Okay, now I can cast my fort. But yeah, this was just a lucky case, I guess, for me, is what I'm trying to say. Usually you're not that safe. Let me recast my tree either way, I'm here. As for the stuff that drops out, it's always first munitions, and then it's health, and then it starts with 2 energy drops. I felt a little bit ballsy. I don't know if the ability ran out or I got hit. And even an acolyte is coming, so I'll try to be prepared for him as well. Never mind. I moved a little bit too far. Farther. Where did you go? Nope, he almost got me. He can actually, on theory. Ooh. Now I can die because I've casted my fort without shields and I was just having HP. But luckily, I guess I didn't. Well, that was where I was, as I mentioned, because I didn't have shields. And I could have just... it could have been a fatal death on theory. Whoops. Well, either way, I've kind of completed the mission safely, right? But it was a campy way to finish it, so I would have probably been dead a couple of times. It's a very active Warframe. You have to be constantly paying attention to your like cooldowns, energy. Yeah, you have to be kind of fast and precise and be careful. Also, I wonder if I should stay to fight this dude, because it seems like I'm almost getting out of air, and he takes time to spawn. But let's see if he is gonna cause a trouble. Where is my turret? It's not here. Oh, he's here actually. Right, I think that was him. I wish the game was giving us a marker, like with the acolytes. But I think it's him. Yeah, he died. Okay, so let me get some. As you can see, oh, climb animation. It's kind of tough to survive with a lot of enemies that shoot at you. And I was lucky there. I'm gonna just get a little bit of energy just in case. And yeah, I think that should be it, yeah. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit intense, and I'm a little bit sad maybe that it was a camping one. But in reality you probably have much more issues versus enemies that surround you from all directions, and you have to be very very fast and maybe look for sweet spots like this one as well. And yeah, that's Protea. Maybe not the most easy, still part made easy Warframe, but are very cool and like awesome to play. Also, I forgot to show that I have the Panzerwurf profile with the synth mods, which also, in this case, probably not. Yeah, I don't have a color room, but the fact that the Panzerwurf profile can die for you once or twice is also like a huge benefit for survivability. I think I've neglected how important. I think I got used to it and started taking it for granted. When I was playing Mac a couple of days ago, I was like having some troubles and I was like, why am I dying? Because I have another pet equipped. So yeah, Panzerwurf, I would say, was any Panzer actually, they all can take the bullet, beat the bullet for you, so they're all decent to have. But yeah, that's Protea.